What is up, everybody? This is Nerding Out Sports, and the Giants lost yesterday. As Joe Judge put it, outplayed, outcoached. Offense was bad, defense was bad, special teams was bad, coaching was bad. And I'm not even mad that they lost. I'm more upset about the fact that they looked so bad doing so. Because we haven't seen them play like that since week 3. Even in a bunch of other games they've lost this year, they've put up a fight. They've been in it. They were never in it at any point in this game. After that first drive fumble, and then even though you get the goal line stand, you just felt like any chance of building momentum was gone. And then Arizona starts to get a few points here and there. The defense was doing whatever they could to get a stop, and eventually they just got tired. They didn't play well yesterday, but I'm not going to get mad at the defense. They're the biggest reason the Giants went on that winning streak. They've played their asses off all year. So I'm not mad about them having a rough game. When you're on the field as much as they were, eventually you're going to fold a little bit and give up points to a really good Arizona offense, and that's what we saw. But in terms of the offense was terrible. That's the best way to put it. It was a really bad performance by the offense. Should Daniel Jones have played? Probably not, but hindsight's 2020. They put him out there, and we can't change that decision. They're playing from behind most of the game, so they really couldn't have ran the ball as much as they wanted to. And that's been the recipe for success over these, last 4 games, was run the ball well, control the clock. You don't have to score a ton of points with that defense out there. And that's how the Giants have won these last 4 games. That's really been it. They ran the ball so well. Couldn't do that yesterday. And then you look at the offensive line in general, they were terrible. You give up 8 sacks, it's a bad day. When you give up 5 to the same player, it's a really bad day. Andrew Thomas, terrible yesterday. And that's the thing I'm most upset about, is because we've seen progress week after week with this entire offensive line, and pun intended, they took a giant step backwards yesterday. But here's the difference between this team and the teams of years past. I trust this coaching staff and I trust this roster to get prepared for next week's game against Cleveland. I wouldn't have trusted Pat Shurmur in that coaching staff or in that roster last year and the year before, and the 2017 team. I didn't trust them at all to prepare and get better for the next week. But I trust Joe Judge. I trust Patrick Graham. I even trust Jason Garrett for now. I know he right now is public enemy number 1 on Giants Twitter because he called a terrible game yesterday. And again, would it have been much different if Colt McCoy was out there? Because the Giants looked bad on offense against Seattle. Only difference was they were able to run the ball. Couldn't do that yesterday. So no, the Giants probably wouldn't have won with Colt McCoy. Maybe they would have scored a few more points. Maybe they get 3 more. Maybe they get 6 more. Who knows? But when your offensive line was giving up pressure almost every time, yeah, any quarterback's going to struggle back there, or at least the quarterbacks we have on this roster. So I do trust this coaching staff and this roster to get better going into next week. Because next Sunday night, more than likely, this season is going to be on the line. Washington looks really good right now. I'll give them credit. I know I'm supposed to hate them. I'm not supposed to talk well about our rivals. I'll give them credit where it's due. They've looked really good. They're in first place. And that's where the credit will end. The Giants fan in me will say this. I hope you guys lose the next 3 weeks. If there are any Washington fans watching this, I hope you lose out. And I know you feel the same way about us. So there we go. That's the NFC East rivalry for you. But again, back to the game. I'm not mad that we lost. Whether we make the playoffs or not would be great if we did, of course. But I'm not going to be upset if they don't. This season has always been about making progress and seeing what you have for the future. And to me, the Giants have met and even exceeded those expectations thus far. And we still have 3 more games to keep fighting for the playoffs and keep trying to win and keep trying to get better. And like I said, I trust this coaching staff and this team to do that going into practice this week and into the game next week. But yeah, yesterday sucked. Let's try to erase it. Hopefully the Giants get better and they use it as a stepping stone to get better for a really tough task next Sunday night with the Cleveland Browns. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What were your thoughts on the game? Would you have started Daniel Jones? Would you have let him have another week of rest? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And what do you think the Giants have to do to beat Cleveland next Sunday night? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's go, Giants. Peace out.